All right, we are live. We are live. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Whoa, what do we got here? Whoa, KTTA. Say it ain't so. Say that it is most certainly not so. This is, we got a mover here. Mover pre-market, right before market open. Love that. Let's close some of these out here, make this a little bit quicker to load. This is a bounce daily chart. Big bounce daily chart. A lot of resistance around 70 cents. So, going to keep that in mind, 70 and then 90. Anyway, sorry about that. We got some movers this morning. This was one of the hotter pre-markets that I've seen in a while. We had ENLV, really nice mover. Could still be a good one after open. They just dropped a flurry of press releases, to be completely honest with you. They're a biotech company that, was they dropped some data, some preclinical data. And then right after that, when that PR didn't work, they dropped a new one here. $200 million private placement to initiate the world's first prediction markets digital asset treasury strategy. So in one PR, they went from a biotech firm to a digital treasury, but in the prediction markets. So this was weird, and I think one of the first PRs that I've seen about prediction markets. So interesting in that sense. We've got some other, movers that are kind of trying to work. We got gels here. I don't really have much confidence in gels. KTTA already all the way back down, so we're going to get rid of that one for now, I think. But gels tried to do a little something here, didn't get anything going really. So curious to see if that leads to anything. What else did we have? We had ATON tried running pre-market as well. That is faded off pretty significantly. Big fade down, almost $2 a share at this point. I don't even know what their acquisition. This was the fluffiest PR ever. They submitted an offer to acquire majority stakes in Forbes. I could submit an offer if I wanted. I could say, hey, I don't even have any money on me. I've got $5. I'd like to submit an offer, and then I could throw that PR out there. So shocking. That didn't hold up. But yeah, we got a couple of movers, a couple of potentials. We'll see if any of them pan out. I'd say probably top watch out of the gates is going to be ENLV. Now they do have a lot of warrants in the 140s. So not shocking that this isn't working super well so far, but not to say that it can't. This is kind of just for me anyways, like a wait and see if we do end up getting a setup here out of the open. But let me throw up VWAP. This is probably top watch just because it's a new PR. I haven't seen a prediction market PR yet, and I've been seeing a lot of hype around these prediction markets all over my Twitter feed for months. So it's interesting to me that this is now a PR from a company, from even if it's not a real company, but it's a slightly larger float, so slower mover in a sense, for a small cap compared to what we've been seeing anyways. I would say it's probably my top watch. It's just it needs to prove itself. Whoops. Oops. What did I just do? There we are. Let me make sure my phone is off too. I like to try to go as distraction free as I can into the market. Aton, I'm just going to get rid of this. Not worth the screen space. But yeah, so ENLV top watch out of the open here. Needs some time. I don't love the warrants, but worth checking on. We got who we got in the chat here today. Say what's up if you're in the chat right now. Drop a like. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I should always remind you because we don't go live every single day as much. I would love to go live every day. I go live most days throughout the week, is what I always say. Roughly 3 days a week on average. I try to be here every day, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Friday, after that big, huge market turmoil on Thursday, I slept in on Friday, and it felt great. Felt great. Just that crazy action that we saw. So I slept in. Sorry I wasn't here. But it was nice to catch up on some sleep. I do wake up pretty early. I get up around 4:30 my time. So even I slept into like 6:30, and that felt just incredible. But anyways, what I was going to say is turn on your post notifications. If you're here on YouTube or Twitter, I think Facebook might have them too. I don't know. Turn on your post notifications. That way you'll know when we go live in the future if you don't already have them on. Sweet. Cool. We got Seattle in the house here. What's up? We got Connie. What's up, Connie? Who do we got? We got Eric, Johnny, Dale, Nikora, Sandra, Jax, Janice, GLAP. We got Glap. We got James, Steven, MyTube, Tech, Dark Angel, Yumi, Aroma, Gifford. We got Seattle, Adam from Seattle. We got Lisa. Sweet. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I see we got so many more people joining. We got Danielle from Ohio. We got North Seattle in here too. Wow, you guys should be friends. I was going to make a joke. Oh, go check out Ray. Believe me, I love Ray. Believe me, Ray. I love Ray. Yeah, my girlfriend and I did a camping trip up the $1 Million Highway about, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 miles up that $1 Million Highway. And it was incredible. It was beautiful, so remote. I haven't been traveling in the truck much because it's cooled way down. And I don't have a heater in the truck yet. That's this winter's project. We're going to be doing a big, huge trip next year. Super stoked. Maybe I'll get to meet some of you guys on the way. Going to be going from doing the classic Key West, Florida to the most northern point in Alaska, which I believe is Dead Horse. I need to do some more research on that, but part of the fun is not knowing. So I'm going to be traveling all over the states, trading from all over the place. So saving up some energy for that. It's going to be a long trip. We'll probably do like 3 or 4 months on the road. But anyways, yeah. Yes. So yeah, no new gappers popping up right now. The KTTA, which I don't love. CJet was like trying to do something pre-market. It just couldn't. So a little strange. Top of the morning to you too, my friend. Top of the morning. I tip my hat to you. From backwards hat, of course. We got about 3 minutes till the market opens. I will say I am quite tired. What broker do I use? I use multiple brokers. The one that I'm actually here with today, though, is TradeFunder. They're a prop firm, but think of them like your broker. We'll talk more about TradeFunder here in a few minutes. That banner that you see across your screen right now. Yeah, if you're new here, I'll be talking about that towards the end. They're actually the reason that I'm here right now with you guys. They have partnered with Stocks Trade, and it's a really cool opportunity for those of you guys looking to get over the PDT. But we'll talk more about TradeFunder here in a couple of minutes after the market opens and after we kind of see if we get a trade. Because it's a really awesome opportunity for those of you guys. Yeah, it's the reason for the season, says Tech Degenerate. TradeFunder is the reason for the season. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that TradeFunder creates winter or that they create fall or that they create summer, but I will tell you that in every one of those seasons, I will still use TradeFunder. That was kind of good. Quick question. When a stock is really expensive to borrow, do you take that into consideration whether you're buying or shorting? Not really, no. If it's like super expensive, I'm like, who's even getting squeezed on this? Like, who's paying for those borrows? But that's about as far as I'll go with it. It's not anything I consider like, ooh, these are really expensive borrows. Now I'm going to buy more. Now I'm going to short more. I'm sure there is some slight psychological edge, but again, nothing that really floats my boat in terms of creating an actual strategy out of it. More just price action based for this guy. What else did I want to see? Just looking to see if we got any pops on anything crazy out of the open. Maybe Aton. Maybe CJET. Alphaton. Whoops. So we got about 1 minute before market opens here. Or a couple of seconds. Yeah. It's going to do what the kids say. Give this time. Give this a couple of minutes. ENLV, really nice hold out of the open. What I would not want to see is this just spike straight through pre-market highs. That I would not love to see. I think it needs to consolidate and really trap some shorts first. I think we just spiked straight through pre-market highs, and probably all we did is just trap longs. That's kind of my take. So man. Well, it's not just spiking straight through pre-market highs, so we got that going for it. That's a good start. CJET just going straight into VWAP. CJET could get a little interesting because that really never fully trapped shorts in pre-market either, or trapped shorts. Or longs. Trapped longs, rather. Like, it just kind of grinded around. This could get interesting. I don't love CJET's daily chart at all. It's got SSR on it, so, might make a case for a walk up of sorts. But, yeah, I mean, again, just being patient here. CJET would like to see some consolidation really in like the 270s, 280s, I think, for me to get interested. I also remember checking this on my other DVLT also was a little bit intriguing. Not enough. Not intriguing enough for me. I'm not going to throw that up. I throw up charts that I think are interesting, not charts that I think are not interesting. So CJET, we'll keep an eye on this. I've also got ENLV, an eye on that as well. What do we have here? INHD. This looks like something I don't really want to be a part of. ENLV, that sucks too. That just straight up dumped. So INHD looks like we kind of got a boatload of resistance in the 120s on the daily chart. But I mean, it's a big bounce chart too. Again, I don't love these. When I'm like kind of 50-50 on them, that's normally tells me enough. DVLT I actually really should throw up here because this is turning into, it's still pretty mid-range. So INHD, by the way, that resistance we're looking at is from this big volume day, traded 160 million shares. ZYXI is back on scans. Okay, let's get rid of some of these. Aton, that's complete garbage. Gels, garbage. ENLV, not garbage quite yet, but not me favorite. Keep an eye on it at the very least. CJET, keep it up here for now. DVLT. So DVLT, it's still pretty mid-range, but the daily chart is relatively strong. So something I think just to keep an eye on for the future. We got a little bit of a gap up today through Friday's highs. It's kind of bouncing right. I mean, $3 is like pretty heavy resistance. So whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of DVLT for now. INHD couldn't really break through any of that resistance. It looks like struggled a lot around $1. Again, though, that dollar level is going to be key on just about any chart, so I'm not going to write that off yet. CJET, ENLV, just Yeah, lots of like potential so far. ENLV, okay, we held VWAP, little fake breakdown there. I don't hate that. Not my least favorite thing in the world. That much I can tell you for certain. I do love seeing that fake breakdown. We'll see if we can kind of re-push into highs here. Again, just a reminder, they do have a lot of warrants in the 140s. So, you know, there's a chance that the whole point of this PR really was just for a sell-off. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's a good hold. At this point, I'm going to want to see some. I don't want to just buy that straight up high daybreak there. 20 cents a share worth of risk is a little much for me. Again, it's to me going to be pretty telling. Do we just run straight into pre-market highs here, or do we try to consolidate and set up some potential short traps? You know, is this the fake high a daybreak that actually consolidates and turns into a decent breakout? For now, patience game. INHD consolidating around $1. Like, not bad. Again, I worry that it's got too much resistance. My worry is that there's just too much resistance here. They're making it look like it's a fake high day break ENLV, but we're holding it up. INHD, again, I don't hate it. I fear the resistance is going to be a little bit too heavy. Oh, DVLT drained out. DVLT's red. All right, well, so much for that idea. CJET, just not doing a whole lot of anything. Oh, man, DVLT flushed. Flushed. Yeah, we'll just stay patient here. I'm going to keep an eye on both INHD and ENLV as kind of my top two. CJET, a little bit of a back burner idea here. ZYXI is getting a little interesting too. Xenex. Zynex infection. So this is a multi-day breakout, but it's a bounce chart at the same time, right? So really, again, like super beaten down, but we had this big volume day here and we're breaking out over that now. We had a little bit of a third day surge. Like not terrible. But gonna zoom back. Oh, well, that looks like it's kind of failing this multi-day breakout here. If ENLV breaks low a day here, I think we're probably done. I think that probably is just a fake high a day break, sadly, and it's looking like it wants to. Yeah, I think she's done. I think she's done, sadly. That's not what you like to see. INHD, oh, well, I was going to say INHD looked good for a second there. ENLV, that sucks. But again, it looks like they're just turning on the selling machine at this point. So, yeah, INHD, definitely interesting here. Feels like a lot of volume being traded for that trend break. We're at high a day right now, 107. Again, fairly strong action here. Fairly strong. There we go. High day break. Broke that trend break. Holding this trend just fine. I mean, all things considered, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, the resistance on this, it just feels a bit too strong. So I'm not going to rush into this. And we're also a lot of volume on that high at daybreak too. Lot of volume here coming in, which I know that sounds good, but when we get a lot of volume and it fails to break higher, I get a little bit worried. Like, why is it? And probably because there's a lot of resistance is the answer to that question. But like, why is it struggling so much? It's kind of where I'm at. We're not breaking down, so that's a good sign. CJET, ZYXI. Honestly, ZYXI is kind of crap. Now, if ENLV goes back through highs at this point, I don't really know what to make of that. It's probably just an avoid. Like, there's no trade for me at this point on it. And if it re-breaks through highs, it's official. It's just too choppy for me. If it does it once, it'll probably do it again. Is kind of the motto that I like to go for. INHD holding up just fine. That's kind of more along the lines of what we like to see. So good start there. Yeah, very good. Nice. Again, just resistance here. Be careful if you're trading it. Resistance is roughly 120. Let me double check, actually. roughly 125, 126. So if you're trading it, just keep note of that resistance level. It's a very high volume resistance day. Traded about 200 million shares. For reference, today, so far, we've traded a total of 9 million shares. So a lot of resistance. Probably going to be a little bit more on the choppy side. CJET's not breaking down also. These aren't my favorite stocks in the world, but it's not breaking down. I don't like them sub-VWAP. But here's what I do like. It never fake broke pre-market highs. Like, it never gave longs this feeling of we're in the right... It just never really worked. It did probably trap a couple of longs like right there, but likely not on that grind back up, I'd have to imagine. INHD is back, or ZYXI rather, just massive recovery. It's a big wick. ENLV, I fear we're probably pretty close to a good old-fashioned breakdown. Yeah. There she goes. There she goes. It was nice knowing you, ENLV. Instantly snaps back to highs. Got some weird movers today. I'm just taking a look at some of these random ones. ZJK. I don't know that. Oh, that's nothing. Don't look at that. That's yucky. IHD super choppy. ZYXI, like again, the daily chart ain't bad. It's kind of consolidating up here over VWAP now. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like I shouldn't take that. I feel like there's every part of me says do not touch that stock. But could turn into something. It feels sketchy. It just feels sketchy. It feels like it can pull back just as fast as it recovers. I don't really know what to make of it. UNLV like doesn't want to fully break down. It's also just a larger float, so I guess that kind of makes sense. INHD might be worth a scalp attempt through here. Again, like, why is it breaking out on so much volume though and can't move? These are questions I ask myself. A lot of this is just me talking out loud. Learn from it if you'd like. I feel like this wants to do something weird. I feel like this wants a buck. Probably shouldn't take it, but breakout through 82 cents ain't the worst looking thing. ENLV doesn't want to break down. Doesn't want to give up VWAP here. Again, it's probably a full, like, just writing this one off in my eyes here. I don't see this being something that I really would want to trade just because, again, it fakes out once. It's probably going to fake out again. That's kind of my motto. Just what happens once will likely happen again. INHD, That's looking quite rough. Rough around the edges, if you will. Fake trend break right there, too. Now, we're still holding this uptrend, technically. But I don't love that. I don't love that fake breakout right here. And this is on pretty high volume, too. Again, well, it's kind of going back to what I was saying. Like, why are we pushing so little on so much volume? Like, what's given there? And also, too, like these stocks around $1 are just tough. Like they like to just INHD, it did it, or ZYXI rather, just ripsticked right through that. There was no, unfortunately, very tough to buy that one. But I mean, sweet. Yeah, very sketchy, very sketchy. ENLV tried to bounce slightly, couldn't do it. INHD, dump. Then this is why, again, we take into account daily charts, right? Daily charts are so important when we're kind of trying to map out a plan, right? We knew there was a lot of resistance on this chart. We knew this wasn't probably going to be the easiest trade. And then we also saw it breaking out of high of day on massive volume and barely being able to move. That's a big key sign for me. Like when it should be doing something that it's not, I asked myself, why is it not doing that? And the answer probably was because of all the resistance on the daily chart, to be honest with you. That was probably a large part of that reason, right? Oh, what is this? See, this is what I mean. Sketchy action. We're holding our kind of bigger picture trend, but sketchy action. I don't like things that are sketchy. They're not fun. They're not easy. They normally just add more stress to my life. Okay. ENLV. I don't think I'll take it, but there is this case to be made for a buy through this VWAP break through like 150. There's a slight case. Like, again, it should be breaking down a lot harder than it is right now. We had a fake high a day break. Then we had this really hard slam, and now we can't really go lower. It's kind of the opposite, right? It should be breaking down a lot more, but it's not. Why? I think the odds of this working are still definitely on the lower end. Like, this isn't something I'm going to be really confident in going out there and taking, but there's a potential. I just like to be more selective now. Oh, what is this? No volume at all. WTF. What the frick is this? Unhalt, was this like a news pending thing? Expands partnership with Panda AI. Interesting. Halted. Very, very strange. Very strange. So this was a kind of somewhat recent IPO. No real major resistance on this either, by the way. No major resistance on this one. We've got, so if we go to the daily chart, so news dropped at 8:30. Is that 8:30? Why is it just reacting to it now? 9:30 maybe? Maybe that meant 9:30. I don't know. That's weird. So it halts, very long halt. We had this, it was an IPO marking out levels here. We've got one kind of major level there at 9. Levels there around $7 as well. Not by much, not by volume. Our resistance by volume, I mean, we really have to look more towards this. We're already over kind of some of our key levels, our high volume days. I mean, it's got a lot of room to run. Now, the volume sucks. So I don't like, I mean, this is going to be tough. But if it sets up for a consolidation break, I'm not going to be completely opposed. INHD right back up. This is a weird stock too. Weird action today. I will say though, much better signs of action in our small cap land. I'm not going to take INHD again. A lot of these, So on days like today, I should mention, right, we're coming off of a pretty slow period for small caps lately. Hasn't been great. Days like today, there's a lot of action. And the way I read into this is that we have a lot of stocks that have potential. And because of that, we're getting a lot of chop action. But the good news about that chop action is that there are going to be stocks that do prevail through it, kind of going into the end of the day. So on days where we see a lot of this chop action, but at least signs of life, I do like to just keep that in the back of my mind. Like, going into the end of the day, I can be patient today because something is likely going to hold up. And then as the hot market kind of starts to prove itself, if this lasts, then in the morning tomorrow, Wednesday, not Thursday because it's Thanksgiving, but Friday, now we've got some actual contenders out of the gates where I can more confidently see how has everything been reacting earlier in the week. How has everything been holding up? Have we been, you know what I mean? CJET tried to break through VWAP, completely failed. Getting rid of that one. I'm probably going to get, oh my gosh, INHD to new highs. Very, very weird. Talk about a trap. But again, a trap both ways, right? And so that's kind of how we can determine chop, by the way, right? So we start off with this fake trend break, followed by this fake trend break, and then, more importantly, into a pretty key fake support break. This support right here, we break down, and then we instantly snap back through. Just really tough to get a gauge on either side of the trade. So, now we've got some like WTF starting to run that's got news, kind of catching people off guard. Pretty low float. 6 million shares, not bad. No real major resistance levels and a hot market. So, I mean, this is one of those trades that like it could theoretically turn into a black swan. We'll see if it gives any entry attempts, right? But for now, I say all this because it's a reminder for me to just be patient, to just realize that I don't need to be the first one into any of these trades, because as long as this market does want to heat up, ENLV, by the way, fake support breakdown, now into this trend break right into VWAP. But yeah, just a lot of potential out here right now. So I'm not trying to rush into anything. I'm not trying to get chopped up only to have a really easy trade later. I'm just trying to wait for the best setups to present themselves. Make sense, everyone? I'm not learning AMD. I don't know what that means. If I knew what that means, I would agree with you, but I don't know what you're talking about. So, guys, what I'm going to do here is I really don't have a trade that I'm considering right now, because I just want to wait. I'm going to be patient, wait for these stocks to prove themselves a bit, wait for these setups to prove themselves. I think we'll have some afternoon trades, but it's going to be largely kind of waiting and seeing what sets up here. Right now, I would say we don't have a lot of clean setups, but I think we likely will soon. So I'm just going to stay patient. Get your scanners out towards the end of the day. I'd say you're going to want to start scanning probably around 1 o'clock this afternoon for stocks that are holding up their gains, stocks that have clearly been holding up throughout the day, maybe consolidating near VWAP, and that's where we're going to look for those afternoon breakout buys. All right. But what I'm going to do here, guys, is move on over, just for those of you guys who actually need a way to take these trades, or for those of you guys that have just been curious about this anyways. Guys, again, the reason that I'm here today is because TradeFunder has partnered with Stocks to Trade. TradeFunder is a fully funded trading account, so it's a prop firm, proprietary trading. They're partnered with one of the largest prop trading groups in the entire country, T3. Helps a ton. One of the first of its kind. Basically, the way this works is I'm actually going to drop this link for you guys in the chat. There we go. I'm just going ahead and I've dropped that link. If you're in Facebook or YouTube, you should see that link coming across. If you're in Twitter, you're going to need to come on over to the YouTube channel. And this link that I just dropped in the chat will get you access to a pretty freaking sweet discount because of the partnership that they've got with Stocks to Trade. So the way that this normally works, if you were to go over to their normal site, it would run you about $1,400 plus a $99 platform fee to get access to a $25,000 trading account. However, over here, thanks to the partnership with Stocks to Trade, you'll be getting access to this fully funded trading account for $800 plus that $99 platform fee. So about a $600 discount off of what they regularly would offer. It's going to come with a $25,000 worth of capital, $100,000 worth of margin, risk management rules, because again, they're not just going to let you completely blow up that account. You guys can read through everything here. All you got to do is click the drop downs for each. I think all of it is well more than fair, but you know, I think the people this probably benefits the most. If you're a swing trader, this probably isn't for you. This is a day trading account. If you're a home run hitter, they're looking for consistency. But if you are somebody that's looking to get access to more money, maybe you're under the PDT right now and it makes it really tough to take as many trades as you need to be profitable. You've got a system that's working. You're taking the right trades, but you're only able to take 3 trades a week. Or you have a small cash account and you can only take very small positions. I think this is probably a great fit for you. Or if you're just learning right now and you're trying to get these strategies and these setups down, you don't need to trade all $25,000. You can trade as much or as little as you'd like. Get that experience in, get that practice in. And what I've noticed this to be really helpful for is for traders who feel really emotionally tied to their own money. Because this isn't your money, it's TradeFunder's money. It allows you to execute, I believe, a lot better, knowing that all that you put into this is $800. Yet the upside is literally unlimited. The sky's the limit, as they say. So guys, I'd highly encourage you, at least click the link in the chat. Check it out if it works for you. Only you're going to be able to determine that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a perfect solution for each and every one of you in here, but I think it's a great solution for a lot of you in here. I certainly wish I had access to this when I first got started trading. It just didn't exist. So again, go ahead, click on that link. I've dropped it in the chat. Check it out and let me know what you think. It's a really awesome partnership with Stocks to Trade. So I'll be back here again with you guys tomorrow. That link is in the description of the video. It's also in the chat. By the way, if you have any other questions regarding TradeFunder, literally just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Their email is right here. They'll get back to you instantaneously. And once you sign up, it'll literally take you about just a couple of minutes to get access to your trading account. All you got to do is go ahead and sign up right in here. Get started in less than 90 seconds. You'll click that button. You'll get access to the discount. And you'll be trading within literally like 20 or 30 minutes. So you'll be set for the afternoon to take all these trades and actually be able to have some real capital to take advantage of them. But everybody, I'll be back here tomorrow. I hope you guys are still having a great day. I hope you guys are having a happy Monday and happy soon-to-be Thanksgiving to all of you in here as well. So everybody, I'll talk to you later. I hope you're all having a great one. See you later. Bye.